Hello and welcome to Salt Rose Tarot. In today's video, I am reviewing tarot spreads, layouts, and techniques to empower your readings by Barbara Moore. This is a book that I know will never leave my collection. It is definitely in my top 10 favorite tarot books that I own. I love the way Barbara Moore writes. She's very clear and concise. She can say a whole bunch with very few words, and it all makes sense. And she also has another new book coming out in 2026 that I just noticed on Amazon that is also on spreads. The description of this book says, bring power, precision, and depth to your tarot readings with this helpful and easy to use guide. It presents techniques usually found only in workshops, plus nearly 70 different themed spreads, so you can choose to create the perfect spread for any question or purpose. Barbara Moore has studied and taught tarot methodology for more than 2 decades. Barbara teaches and speaks at tarot conferences around the world. This book has 230 pages. It was published in 2012. Taking a look at the table of contents here, it has 7 chapters. And it has a list of all the spreads that are in the book with their page numbers. Chapter 1 is Tarot Spread Basics, and I want to read just a couple sentences from this chapter because I think this so well embodies Barbara Moore's view towards spreads, what their function is, and what exactly a spread is doing. Reading the cards engages our intuition as well as our logic. The images and symbols speak to our subconscious minds, creating a bridge so that our conscious minds can understand and grasp the wisdom that lies within each of us. Tarot cards are like the subconscious mind, full of inspiration and wisdom that we didn't know we knew. Tarot spreads are like the conscious mind. They help us organize all that glorious raw data triggered by the cards so that we can interpret it and apply it properly to the situation in question. Chapter 2 is Design Principles and Layouts. This isn't a very long chapter, but I find it extremely interesting because she talks about the actual physical layout of the cards in a spread and what that means to the reading, how it influences how you read the cards. If there's, for example, a circle of cards with a card in the middle, the cross, if they are in a line, horizontal or vertical, and how they are grouped, if they're grouped together, if there's a card off by itself. So it's a short chapter, but it's really informative. And it really made a difference on how I ended up looking at spreads and how I ended up reading spreads. Chapter 3 starts on page 35 and goes to page 142. And these are all these spreads that are included in this book. And as the back of the book said, I think there are nearly 70 spreads in this book. But it's not just spreads. She gives a lot of information, additional information on the spreads, like how to do a variation on the spread. Some of these she gives a little bit of history of the spread. So reading through these gives you more information on how to actually perform the spread, how to read the spread, than just the card names and what the prompt is for them. Chapter 4 is techniques to add to any spread. Techniques are not spreads. They are more like options or accessories that you can incorporate into any spread or reading. As you know, there are no rules with tarot except one. Let whatever you do reflect what you believe. And then chapter 5 is kind of similar to chapter 4, except it talks about how to modify spreads. And chapter 6, do-it-yourself spread design. This is another really great chapter, very helpful. She talks about creating your own spreads, how to choose the positions, the number of positions. She gives layout advice and then putting it all together. Then chapter 7, how to do a 78 card reading, followed by the conclusion of the book. She has spread cross references then, where there is a topic with the spreads that fall under that topic, and then a reading list. And then the appendix of the book, Curious Old Spreads, is Appendix A. Elemental dignities, just a short section on that, and then significators for Appendix C, and that is the end of the book. I think this book is good for any level of experience with tarot, whether you're a beginner or advanced. It's one of those books that every time I return to, I end up finding something new, or I get a tip that I hadn't noticed before. So once again, this has been Tarot Spreads by Barbara Moore. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back soon with another video.